Well, welcome, everyone. This is your girl Janelle here for another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. And if you are joining me live, you will see that I have a very special guest with us this evening who's going to be joining us. So, for those of you who do not know, the beautiful Chanel Holly is rocking and rolling with her mom today for Talk to Me Tuesday. She is super excited, and I am so excited to see you guys as well. So, fam, as you are coming into the house, I want to go ahead and make sure that we're spreading some love with the fam who's in the house. So, if you are joining us, go ahead and put fam into the comments. If this is your very first time that you have the pleasure of joining us for Talk to Me Tuesday, I want to go ahead and welcome any new timers to Talk to Me Tuesday to the scene. Go ahead and put first time into the comments. Hey, Andrea, lovely to see you. See, the Lady Princess is here. April, I see you coming on in, fam. So I hope E is with you too, as well as we come into this house. I want to know all the fam is with us. Again, for those of you first timers, go ahead and put first time into the comments. And for those of you beloveds who come to me and join me each and every week for the replay, I want to go ahead and welcome you as well to the replay. So, if this is your first time joining and you have not granted StreamYard access, please make sure that you do so that we can go ahead and rock and roll and see your comments coming through. So as you can see, as I have this beautiful young lady with me, I will not be with you too long because she is part of my rainbow who is joining me today in this rain. So that's the topic that I want to talk about is really how do we capitalize on really seeing the rainbow in the rain? And for those of you, hey, Rochelle, beautiful, for those of you who are really at a place where if you live in New England right now, it is raining unbelievably. We are in the middle of a northeastern that they're calling. So depending on where you are in the state, it is absolutely treacherous to drive in some parts. So I say that I did not know that it was going to rain when I selected this topic for tonight, because I do recognize that all of us are going to go through points in our life when it feels like it is raining, when we feel like we totally cannot control all of the things that are happening to us. So again, if I don't know if it's only my life who sometimes that happens to, but if it's your life, if you've ever had some rainy days, go ahead and put rain in the comment, use your emojis, do whatever you need to do to let me know that I'm not the only person whose house it keeps raining on, right? So, fam, as you're coming in there, Roxanne, I see you, love. I see you, right? Roxanne, no, I had a rain moment last night, right? And I was able to call her instantaneously to get some shelter, okay? So, what I want to talk to us about is I'm going to talk to you tonight about the ABCs, about how do you really shift your perspective, make sure that you're understanding how do you prepare yourself for seeing a rainbow. Because for so many of us, it feels like it's coming down. It feels like we're the only people who right now are dealing with our situation, right? And I'm not going to put anybody's business on blast, but all of you who are joining me live, or those of you who are joining me via YouTube, those of you who are joining me via Facebook, those of you who are catching me on a replay, all of our lives will go through those moments of rain. So tonight, the tips that I want to talk to you about is how do you hold on to the ABCs during those times to really, hey, baby girl, my niece is there. Sister Car, I see you with me, right? So how do we think about through those moments, through those times, how do we leverage these ABCs to get us through the rain, to recognize that rainbows can only happen once it rains, okay? And sometimes we're so caught up in the rain that we don't recognize the blessing of the rain. And today I want to talk to you about perspective. What's your mindset? How are you viewing this? Okay. So tonight, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you tonight about 3 A's. And those 3 A's I got to shift because my partner in crime is here with me. She's doing her homework, right? Again, for me, I could have come into the situation knowing that she needs to do homework and say, I'm going to cancel Talk to Me Tuesday. But I know that the work that I do, I know that coming on here each and every week, it's not just about me. It's about God using me in a way that allows me to share messages with people. It allows me to allow other people to realize, to be empowered, to recognize that, you know what? It's not just us, okay? So understanding this, I viewed it as what a wonderful opportunity for her to get to see what it is that mommy does sometimes on these Talk to Me Tuesdays, right? While she's still doing homework. So you may see her little eyes, but every once in a while, I'm gonna direct her back to this homework, okay? So with this, I'm gonna talk to you first about these three A's. And the first A is to have a sense of awareness. Okay, that's the first A. And having that sense of awareness is about recognizing when it rains, it's okay to not feel good. Okay. So many times when we are diagnosed with certain symptoms, when we lose our job, when we're at work and we don't feel value, when we're in a relationship that isn't garnering us the best experience, whenever we're going through anything, when somebody cuts us off, okay, whatever the situation, whatever is making it seem like it is raining in your life, what I want you to do is have an awareness of how you feel, have an awareness of what is around you. Have an awareness because so often we can repeat the same cycles over and over and over again because we're not learning. We're not aware of the situation. We can't avoid the situation in the future. So, really being aware of what is the purpose of this? In everything that happens to me, good, bad, or indifferent, right? I view it as a learning experience. So if I get a bad diagnosis, if something hurts, if I have a bad day at work, if I have a bad day with a client, whatever the case may be, I always stop and I say, what is happening right now? What am I aware of in this situation? What is the purpose of this situation? It's the same way with rain. Rain, while at times can feel like a nuisance for those some people who appreciate the rain because we want to get in our comfortable pajamas and just lay down and relax. It makes us feel warm and cozy. Whatever the case is, recognize that there's some nutrients happening. Things are being watered, things are getting the nutrients, things are being washed away. So, really understanding what's happening during that rainy time in your life is important, right? So, again, that first one is being aware of it. The next thing is to acknowledge how you feel. Okay. I know some of you who are joining me right now, I know you personally, I know you're dealing with some things, right? And as you deal with those things, as you are processing those things, I say to people all the time, don't let somebody tell you how to feel. Feel how you feel. What I encourage people to do is not to allow yourself to stay in a place where you know it's not good, not to stay depressed, not to stay angry, not to stay frustrated, right? None of those things do I want you to do. But what I want you to do is to be able to comfortable to say, this is pissing me off. This makes me happy. This makes me sad. Whatever it is that you are experiencing. Yep. She's taking this in, y'all. I see that. Y'all can see baby girl's eye just in the corner, right? Because I want her to know this as well. I want her to be able to understand that when she has a bad day, when she has an accident, when something doesn't go the way that she wants it to go, I want her to be able to articulate to me how she's feeling. What's happening? What role does she play? Right? Because it's so important to make sure that while we're aware of what has just transpired, the second thing is to make sure that we are acknowledging it, that we're getting in line with how we feel. For so many of us, again, it's constantly be strong, be a superhero, don't feel this way. If you're a Christian, you shouldn't do this. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's okay. Read your Bible, understand these components, but it's important to know who you are, where you feel what you feel. If you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you want to scream, if you want to shout, based on the rain in your life, do that. I welcome you to do that. But I say to my clients all the time, I'm only giving you one song to have a pity party with. Right? So if you're going to have a mixtape, your mixtape better be upbeat because you only get that one time, okay? To really make sure that you are on your knees praying, you are whatever it is, but you can't stay in that moment. And what I want you to do, the third A is about acceptance. Accept that in your life, guess what? It's going to rain. It's going to rain. If I'm the first person to tell you the rain is coming, listen. It's on its way. So when you are appreciating the sunshine, take it in. But recognize that your life is going to have both rain and both sunshine that are going to be needed to really propel you forward, okay? So as you guys are doing that, right? Thank you, thank you, Sister Gar. She's like, listen, do not suppress those emotions, right? But I've always said to you guys, it's okay for us to have these emotions. You don't got to be mean and nasty to people in the same breath, okay? So again, when Chanel is telling me she's frustrated, when Maya is telling me she's frustrated, right? When Charles is telling me he's frustrated, when I'm telling them I'm frustrated, right? I need to make sure that I've had enough time to both be aware of my feelings, to acknowledge how I feel, but that I accept my role in it. And I also accept that when I share this message with others, I don't need it to become a burden for them. So when you are in the rain, part of finding the rainbow is really recognizing and appreciating what it is at that time, what message, what learning it is that you are intending to get through that experience. Okay. So those are the A's. Those are the things that I want you to understand. I want you to have an appreciation. I want you to understand the rain. Because when you understand the rain, then we can start to move into what I call the B's, right? So I told you, I'm talking to you about the ABCs of this. So it allows us, when we start to move into not looking at rain for the negativity that it brings, but really looking for how it washes away certain things, how it nourishes other things. And it allows us, as we work towards seeing that beautiful rainbow, two things I want you to hold up during this time frame. And those are the B's. It's about being brilliant, right? Because the last thing you want the enemy to do is to feel like they are winning. So make sure that when you're in your period of rain, you don't know who's watching you. You don't know who around you is holding on to your strength. You don't recognize that sometimes when you don't feel like you are as strong as you need to be, someone behind you, someone next to you, someone in front of you is holding on to your strength. So while you don't have to carry their weight, I want you to recognize the brilliance of you being trusted with the rain at that time in your life, to be boldly who you are, to recognize that, again, I've never shared it with, with many people, just exactly how bold you can be. I want you to make sure that you are unapologetically you, and that you recognize that God trusts you enough to put you in the rain. Recognize that you have enough tools. You have the umbrella. You know how to find a raincoat, right? You know how to get under some awning. But as you do that, make sure that you're not just allowing the rain to fall around you and not to nourish you, not to wash you, not to cleanse you. Make sure that you're learning those lessons, that you're being embraced with those emotions so that you can experience this bolder, brighter. Okay? So as we go through this, I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? You guys are giving me some amens. Accept it. Move on. Right? Because sometimes you just need to do that. Sometimes you just have to move on. And I want you to do that. So again, covering the A's for you, be having awareness of the rain. Acknowledge what's happening and accept it. Because the faster you accept it, the faster you can figure out how to be successful during that time. Once you move from that, I really want you guys to be brilliant and bold, because like I'm sharing with you, you don't know who's watching. And sometimes I know personally that some of you who are joining me right now, I can see Canston Development who is here, who is sending love. I need you guys to understand that when you are empowered, when you are recognizing that your journey, your reign sometimes is bigger than you. You feel like, why am I experiencing this? Why am I dealing with, now I just found out my mother got high blood pressure, right? So now I got to eat better, do the right thing. But with that, I could hold that and be frustrated. Or I could reflect and say, you know what? I am aware that I haven't eaten the best that I could. I acknowledge that I could work out a little bit more, right? Listen, I come to y'all as honest as I can, right? But what I accept is that right now through this experience, I am learning how to make better choices so that I can go ahead and be boldly making better choices so that my brilliance can shine, so that I can be here to continue to ensure that my baby girl here who's doing homework, she's learning how to make better food choices. She's learning the value of working out. And not because she's trying to fit a particular size, but she's seeking to be healthy because she's watching mommy again, during my reign, recognize, what can I take from this? What is the rainbow that I can take from this message? How can I go ahead and make decisions that allows those around me to recognize, again, not that I'm trying to be strong or a superhero, but I trust God in everything. So if I'm going through this, I know there is something better for me on the other side. I know that rainbow exists and I'm trusting it. So when it's raining and I'm soaking wet, I am not concerned because I know the rainbow's around the corner. Okay. So listen, y'all, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So really understanding this and really don't apologize. Go get that mama, baby girl. Okay. We are going to, in our group, we're going to hold her up, make sure that surgery goes well. Keep us posted. Let us know in the fan that she's made it through and that she's safe. We love you. We love you. And we'll see you soon. Okay. So even really understanding, once you accept the rain, once you play in the rain, right? My daughter loves to put on her rain boots and jump in muddy puddles, what she tell me, right? Embrace it, appreciate it for what it is. And then once you're boldly just enjoying it, what I want you to do is I want you to hold on to the seeds of this. I want you to cherish what you learn. Because when we're living in the sunshine, when things are going right, sometimes it's not stretching us. Sometimes we're not in our open state where we're learning a lot. But we all know what it's felt like when we, again, are living in a time of rain. For some of us, we get closer to God than we've ever been. For some of us, when we are living in the rain, we are constantly reflecting on, what could I have done differently? What can I do moving forward? So I want you to cherish the rain and don't view it as a negative, but view it truly as you growing. We know what happens to all of those beautiful plants outside when they receive both sunshine and rain. They can blossom and grow. And just like them, you too blossom and grow from both the sunshine and the rain. And I want you to celebrate. I want you guys to make sure that even if you don't feel like you can even squint to see that rainbow, I want you to put on some music. I want you to put on a TV show that makes you laugh. I want you to do something that allows you to celebrate. While I may not be at the end of the rainbow collecting the pot of gold, I recognize that I am closer to the rainbow than I was just a day ago. Okay. So continue to hold on. Make sure that all of you are continuing to cherish, to celebrate, because I promise you, whatever you are experiencing today, yesterday, or what you will experience tomorrow, I promise you that rain does not last forever, and that there will always be a rainbow if you trust God and if you reflect on what it is that you have learned through the experience. So again, as we get ready to close out this episode of Talk to Me Tuesday, I want you all to make sure that you are holding on to those ABCs, really appreciating how to live through the rain and to recognize the rainbow that exists and can only exist once the rain comes. So again, the things that I want you to take away with is make sure you have an awareness. Make sure that you acknowledge your emotions. Make sure you accept that the rain is here to make you better. Be sure that you continue to be brilliant and bold because you will always be better for it. And when it all fails and it feels like the rain just won't stop, I want you to cherish the moment and to celebrate where you are in this journey. And if you need to continue to be empowered, make sure you reach out to me. It is my duty and it is my responsibility that God has given me to make sure that I'm out here supporting and encouraging others. So do not hesitate to reach me if you need some strong words of encouragement to continue to empower you, to make sure that you are having the best relationship with yourself and you value your brilliance, that you are strengthening the relationship you have with others, and that you are continuing to blossom in your business or your profession. This is your girl Janelle signing off for another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday as my baby girl starts to take her socks off, okay? So it has been our pleasure. It has been our pleasure. It has been our pleasure. So Chanel, would you like to tell everyone have a good night?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go right ahead. You're going to lean over to mama. Say have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. It is my pleasure to serve you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Stay safe and enjoy the rainbow, everyone. Take care.